going on, guys? I am back today with Terraria, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to defeat Moon Lord in 1.3.5. Now, when I got up to Moon Lord, I had trouble beating him, and I saw one of the other tutorials that didn't really have many views and people were struggling with it still. So I came up with a way to defeat him easily so you can farm him and get whatever items you need. So you are going to need to be in single player. And by the way, I'm sorry for not uploading. I was trying to find ideas and couldn't really come up with anything and decided not to. But I'm in this world where, first of all, I have to find the plan. I have it. Here it is. Okay. Yeah. Grand design. That's one of the other things. And somewhere else in your world, you're going to need, there we go, you're going to need to make a little arena to fight him. And you're going to want the nurse to be in here as well, but you're going to want to make her trapped, and you want it to be this little hut so where she can't get out, so that you can always just heal with her. Now for this house, I made it a 21 by 8 house with these 3 blocks for a door, and at the 9th block you're gonna have stone or whatever material you want, and for the 22nd block you're gonna have stone or whatever block you want to use. And what I did was I made it 7 layers thick for the Moon Lord's attacks, like his laser eye at the top and other attacks from once they come out. And what you're gonna want is, usually the first way you get the Moon Lord is you'd defeat the lunatic cultists over here, these guys. You're gonna want to defeat the lunatic cultists and defeat the celestial pillars that come right after. And that's how you usually get the Moon Lord, by defeating the pillars. And once that happens, one of the first ones that you're going to want to defeat to make this a lot easier is the Stardust pillars, to get the Stardust fragments. And once you get the Stardust fragments, you are able to make a couple of items, because the lunatic cultist drops this thing right here. And once you place it down, you can craft with the Stardust fragments. And since a lot of the armor and stuff requires luminite, which you can't get without defeating the Moon Lord, there are a few standard items like this, like the monolith, the cell staff, and dragon staff. And out of all that, you want to craft the dragon staff, which costs 18 Stardust fragments, which isn't too much since you get like 40, 50, and you're gonna get this. Now, what this does is it spawns a Stardust dragon. And you can use whatever armor you want, but if you're trying to go melee for this fight, you're going to want to use the chlorophyte or beetle or titan armor. And the reason you're going to want to use these is because right here, as you can see, the turtle armor is one of the best before you get the solar flare or vortex or nebula or whatever you want. And because you need luminite to craft those. So after you defeat the Moon Lord, you can get whatever you want. But some of the best sets you're gonna want to get is you can get Dragon or Titan. What I used was Beetle Armor, which it takes the turtle armor and beetle husks, which you get from Golem. Now, the way to get the turtle armor is to just get chlorophyte and 3 turtle shells by killing turtles, and you get to make the beetle armor. And it is very useful in the fight, but you probably would not want to use that because you are going with the Stardust Dragon to make it a whole lot easier. And so for that, you're gonna want to get the Tiki armor up here, and it doesn't have much defense, but it'll still help a lot in the fight. And you have to have a pygmy staff to buy it from the witch doctor, and you can just do that by farming Plantera, which is quite easy. And for this demonstration though, I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to use the I'm just going to stick with the solar flare because I like it. Now, if you've already defeated Moonlord and just want to figure out a way to farm him, if you get an item like the Star Wraith or the, let's see, where is it? Or the Lunar Flare, you can use that to get his eyes on the left, right, and head. And after you have your house and everything that you need, you're going to want to have the nurse here so you can heal. And you want to stand a few blocks away, I'd say like here, because that is easiest to get the nurse without her being able to get hit. If you have the Cobalt Shield or whatever, you can just stand here and get a knockback taken, but I'm not going to take that chance, and I'm just going to grapple to the floor. Because what happens is there are a few attacks that do go through the walls, and once his eyes come off, they will attack, and she will usually not get hit by most of them. But one thing that can really help is you go into the settings and turning auto pause on. Because what that does is once you are paused, all time stops and you get to just do whatever. Even when interacting with NPCs, so everything will be paused while you can just heal. Now for this, I'm going to use the Celestial Sigil because I don't want to have to wait. And once Moonlord comes, I will be back. Now, as we can see, Moonlord is here. Now, what you want to do is, if you have beaten him, you want to use your Star Wrath or Lunar Flare to just attack his eyes like this. Now, if you haven't defeated him yet, you have to go with the next best thing, which is the Solar Eruption, which goes through blocks and can still attack his eyes. And it's very helpful for just taking him down. Now, as you can see, I've taken damage here, and the nurse is still just standing here. So what you want to do is heal, and you want to make sure you actually have money to be able to buy it. So you want to farm money and just keep healing once that happens. And as you can see, the Stardust Dragon is doing damage to the Moonlord hands as well as you when you're using the Solar Eruption. Now, all you have to do is just wait and keep healing every time you take damage. So right there, I took damage, heal. I keep attacking the hands, take damage, heal. Now these are pretty easy to take down. They have 37,000 health, except for his top one, which has about 60,000. But that's pretty simple. You just have to wait for them to open and then attack. Now obviously, as you take damage, pause, heal, And once that is done, you just want to keep attacking. Oh yeah, and one thing you're gonna want to try to do is once one of the eyes gets to low health, you're going to want to try to target the other ones, because you want to defeat all three at the same time, so it's much easier when attacking the core. All right, now all three eyes are down, and the core is open. Now, the nurse will probably get hit by the eyes, which are the true eye of Cthulhu's, and they're probably going to do a spinning attack, which will be one of the only attacks that hit her, other than the ones where other eyes appear around and they target down. And the reason why you're going to build this right there is because she heals much quicker when throwing her syringes up. And every time you get hurt, you're just gonna wanna keep healing. No matter how much damage you take, you're gonna wanna heal. And also hope that you nor she dies. Now, once that happens, the Stardust Dragon targets the core for so long that he, well, dies. And he will drop the treasure bag, as well as usually, well, it's right down there, so hold on. He will drop the treasure bag, and he will drop several items in it, which are almost definitely, well, if you're in expert mode, he will obviously always drop the gravity globe. That's a guaranteed drop. He will sometimes drop the Moon Lord mask, and you have a chance to get the Last Prism, Terraria, Star Wrath, Lunar Flare, or the SDMG, or Space Dolphin Machine Gun. And almost always the suspicious looking tentacle, which will spawn this eye right here, which you can put dyes over and do whatever you want to. Now the SDMG, I'm not going to really make comparisons to how fast it is, but let me despawn the Stardust Dragon. I'll go back into the world, and once I'm in it, he's no longer there, and I will try this out on a few mobs. So, yes, attack that out. We'll go down here to where most of the things stay, and I'm using the Illuminite bullets, which after he dies, he will drop Luminite, which is like about 100, and you can go over to the crafting thing that the lunatic cultist dropped, and you can craft Luminite bars, and with that, one creates 333. So you can use 3 Luminite bars to make a full stack of Luminite bullets, which don't home in. They just have a lot of damage, and you can now make the Nebula pickaxe and ham axe, and the armor for everything. Which, if you have the fragments for them, you can make. So you can make the wings for each of them. And like all of the other hard mode bosses, for expert mode, they can drop the developer sets, which right now I have like 3, I think. Yeah, I have Leonfor's, I think that's his name. I have oh, his name was D-Towns. I have D-Towns. I also have Arcaelus's armor, which also have wings to them. These are Leonfor's wings, which do look like this. It's Blood Moon, and I have that background, so kind of have that effect. Arcaelus's wings don't actually flap, they have light that goes behind them. It looks like Tron. And D-Town's wings are obviously just wings that don't really have effects, but they're still pretty cool. And that's about it. You can now farm the Moon Lord, get all the items you need. The Terrarian, the Star Raft, the Last Prism, the SVMG, and the Lunar Flare. So there you go. You now know how to make each of these items and how to farm the Moon Lord. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye!